This podcast is proud to be part of the Talk Sport Fan Network.
Talk Sport. Powered by fans.
And there it is, that's as good as it gets on this stage. Nissan Townstar EV strikes again. It's an unstoppable van, unstoppable.
Just fantastic. You can actually see the ProPilot technology in action. Effortless parallel parking.
It moves with all the confidence that comes with a 5-year warranty.
And with a bench full of all-star van experts, there's real strength in depth here.
That's all-star quality.
Search Nissan Townstar EV and visit your local all-star van centre to see for yourself.
Terms and conditions apply. 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first.
ProPilot is an advanced driver assist technology. Driver's responsibility to stay alert, drive safely, and control vehicle at all times.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
It's time now for our inspirational guest, where I chat to an incredible person from across our region. Now you can change your job, you can change your house or car, you can even change your other half. Don't worry, Ezzy, I'm not talking about you. But you can't change your team. That's in the blood. And they're your team for life. Living proof of that is with me now. Craig Courtney, a lifelong Birmingham City fan and host of the Tilton Talk podcast. Afternoon to you, Craig.
Good afternoon. Afternoon, everyone.
There we go. We'll give you a nice bit of applause. Now, listen, Craig, I don't want Villa or Wolves or Cov fans switching off here. So I want to try and keep this as football generic as possible. By the way, good luck Scotland today against Switzerland in the Euros. But I will give you this little bit of, plugging, just a little bit. Why Birmingham? Why the Blues for you from birth?
Well, I mean, my dad and my granddad were both Birmingham fans, and being in the household, being the eldest as well, it just gave me that impetus to follow in their suit, and always used to listen to them on the radio before going in person. So, the day that my dad got my first tickets, which incidentally was the Leyland Daft Cup final back in 1991, I haven't looked back since, and been a season ticket holder since as well.
Of course. And we just, and of course, we talked about the Euros there. And Jude Bellingham, I mean, former Blues player, of course, he's just been amazing, hasn't he?
He's been absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, to have the privilege of watching Jude in his infancy as such within the game and turning out for Birmingham was a privilege. But you could always see that he was going to go on to bigger and better things. He's superb, and he's only going to grow into the game even more. Okay,
of course, his dad played for Leamington. I'd kind of like to sneak that in as well. And he's from Stourbridge, so we're sharing him. Now, look, let's talk about the podcast, because you don't just do the podcast, but you help people in your community. Tell us how you do that.
Yeah, so I'm the founding member of the Solihull Birmingham City Official Supporters Club. So we started that back in late March of this year. Have grown that now to over 300 members, but a part really of the whole community that happens within the club, where we've now got multiple groups across the whole of the world. And over 3,000 members in total. So there's actually 64 groups worldwide. And it's still growing. So it's brilliant.
That's incredible. You've even got a contributor from Coventry, yeah?
We have indeed. You know what I mean? You're superb. We've got a Coventry supporters group as well. So if you want to join...
don't you even tempt it. I'm a Sky Blues fan. I don't know how it would mix. But no. Obviously the community, we're hearing this all the time, that people need to talk, don't stay isolated, try and, talk to people, try and get some sort of social side to your life. Have you found that people who are lonely have just benefited from this?
Yeah, definitely. And so, from the Official Supporters Club side of things, we get people together once a month. We just have a general get-together in the centre of Solihull where people can just join us for a drink or a chat, or, as I've been doing, having representatives from the club to come and speak about what's going on, and ex-players also. But as part of Tilton Talk, we actually continue to do this outside of that as well. So we're an open group and really an open podcast where anybody can reach out to us at any point just for a general chat. And that really took its foray during the COVID situation when we we broadcast throughout COVID, despite the fact there was no football, and gave everybody an opportunity to have an hour away, having a bit of fun, and really just having an opportunity to listen and reach out where needed.
The Tilton Talk Show, Season 14, coming soon.
Craig Courtney is our inspirational guest today, lifelong Birmingham City fan and host of the Tilton Talk podcast, which likes to reach out to the community and get them all talking, particularly isolated people, men and women that just need to join a club of some sorts. Craig, when you actually started the podcast, did you realise how successful or how relevant it would be?
I mean, the podcast actually started 14 years ago and was it's owned and run by a gentleman called Chris Brown, who started it with just two people. And those two people were just talking for the love of their club. Uh-huh. They got 2 listeners that day. And now we're talking about being a worldwide podcast that, we often get into the top 50 of podcasts across the UK. And we've been higher in countries across the world. And it grows every single year, and it's because of the support that we can provide and that bit of seriousness, but also fun that we give to people.
That's brilliant. Well done, you. Mohammed did ask, how do you start a podcast? Are there any free sessions that you can do?
There are various areas where the podcasting is in place, but to be honest, one of the easiest routes and the easiest way to get around it is by actually getting yourself on the social media streams and utilising those to see what audience you can attract, and then branch out afterwards with, obviously, you can buy the additional kit and support for the recording. But really, start off nice and easy, build your audience, and then branch out afterwards. That's exactly what we've done.
That's brilliant. What are some of your other charity initiatives, Craig? Because I hear, you run local support clubs, the Solihull Blues and things. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so from the Solihull Blues side of things, it's linked to the club, and it allows us to bring, obviously, fans together to talk about the club, the love that we have for that area, but also it's an opportunity to raise funds for the Birmingham City Foundation, which obviously, again, closely links to the club, and we can bring back into the community that way. But also recently, along with Tilton Talk, actually, we've both raised enough funds to purchase 2 bleed kits to go into the Solihull area, which means ultimately we're now supporting to possibly save lives as well as just having an ear for people.
That is brilliant. Congratulations about that. That's fantastic. Really fantastic. And also, I want to touch on the mental health side because, we're hearing it all the time. Men don't talk. We know about the awful suicide rates and stuff. Please do go to our action line if you've got any issues, bbc.co.uk/action line. I know you focus on the vital point of trying to get people to assess and sort out their mental health, don't you, Craig?
We do indeed. And it's also, we've utilised ex-players through the show where we've had people joining us to talk about their times and actually their experiences of not just playing for the club, but when they finish football, how it changes their lives and the things that they have to change. So it helps both the listeners and it helps the ex-players, really. And, we've had some phenomenal names on. Robbie Savage, one of our biggest attendees, Barry Fry. Of course, for yourselves at WMN, we had good old Richard Wilford as well join us to go through a few things.
I bet he charged a bit of money that one. I'm only joking.
He let us off.
No, I'm only joking. But look, you do some phenomenal work, Craig, and I know your charities, you support PTSD, you also support homeless people, Birmingham Children's Hospital. So, the fact that you've raised, is it £7,500 over the last 3 years?
It is indeed, yes, and still growing this season. You know, before we even start the football season, we're raising funds already.
Yeah, that is fantastic. And I know it's been a tough season, relegation and all that, but that's not going to stop you. You're going to keep going, aren't you, Craig?
We are indeed. You know, as the song says, it's a long road, but you have to keep right on until the end of it, and that's exactly what we do as Birmingham fans.
How does that go again? It's can you sing? I can't remember how that song goes again. Is it a long road?
As you go through life, it's a long, long road.
Oh.
Those words are so true as a Birmingham fan.
Okay, I was hoping you'd do a bit of singing for me, but not today. Craig, if people want to find out more about you, where do they go? Where do they go to find out how they can support, maybe volunteer, or just need to reach out? Where do they go?
So for Tilton Talk, we're available across all of the social media platforms as Tilton Talk. We've got our website, www.tiltontalk.com. And from an official supporters club, you'll see it as BCFC OSC.com. You can join any of the groups across the country and across the Midlands.
Okay, well, listen, I know some people listening aren't Blues fans, but you do a lot for the community. So therefore, we wanted to herald you and just say, well done, well done. Keep going, Craig Courtney. It's been lovely speaking to you. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on.
Tilton Talk Show, Season 14, coming soon.
And there it is, that's as good as it gets on this stage. Nissan Townstar EV strikes again. It's an unstoppable van, unstoppable.
Just fantastic. You can actually see the Pro Pilot technology in action. Effortless parallel
It
parking.
moves with all the confidence that comes with a 5-year warranty.
And with a bench full of all-star van experts, there's real strength in depth here.
That's all-star quality.
Search Nissan Townstar EV and visit your local all-star van centre to see for yourself.
Terms and conditions apply. 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first.
Pro Pilot is an advanced driver assist technology. Driver's responsibility to stay alert, drive safely, and control vehicle at all times.
Need new glasses or want a fresh new style? Warby Parker has you covered. Glasses start at just $95, including anti-reflective, scratch-resistant prescription lenses that block 100% of UV rays. Every frame's designed in-house with a huge selection of styles for every face shape. And with Warby Parker's free home try-on program, you can order 5 pairs to try at home for free. Shipping is free both ways, too. Go to warbyparker.com/covered to try 5 pairs of frames at home for free. warbyparker.com/covered.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
Talk Sport. Powered by fans.